What's up, everybody? This is episode 117 of Hoops Talk with Dave's Joint. Shout outs to everybody that's been supporting us thus far. For those who haven't seen any of our episodes, go check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. But before we start, we gotta pay some bills real quick. Shout outs to our sponsors, the Players Circle. They're an exciting new app on the App Store. You know what I'm saying? For all ballers everywhere. Go check them out now. But without further ado, we have a very special guest on this evening. He is one of the leading trailblazers out there on the youth basketball scene in New York City. He's a native of the Bronx. Was once a player. He's a coach, and now he's a visionary, like his brand says. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with you Mr. Ike Gary. Ike, thank you for coming on to share your story.
I appreciate that. The intro, that was like one of the best intros I ever got in my life. I like that one right there.
Yeah, man. That's how we do.
I appreciate you. What's up, Dave?
Yeah, man. So let's start from the very beginning. When did basketball first begin for you?
Probably like 2-3 years old, something like that. About 2-3 years old. It's just something I just always watched on TV. I didn't know what I was doing, but like as far as that, it probably started around that time. The reason why I say that is because like I didn't even think I could play basketball. Everybody wanted me to play football and baseball. I used to like playing baseball a lot, but like as far as like really playing basketball like in an organized way, probably like 9 years old. About like 9, yeah.
Nah, but
nobody really liked me like that. Nobody liked me like that. They just say I just play hard. I wasn't good enough. I had no position. I just play hard. So, you know what I mean? At 9 years old, they told me that.
So talk about, growing up in the Bronx. What was that like for young Ike Gary at that time?
I mean, it was tough because my family from Harlem, and the front is right there, but, my family's from Harlem. And like, if anybody know, like the area I'm from 149 and Morris Avenue, and it's a tough block. I don't want to say it's a dangerous neighborhood because everybody stereotype us the wrong way. But it was definitely tough because, being that my family is from Harlem, a lot of rules and stuff in neighborhoods, everybody grew up differently. So Harlem grew up one way, the Bronx grew up a whole nother way. So I kind of grew up as like, not the end guy. I was kind of like the outcastic, optimistic type of mindset because I didn't agree with the same way things was in the Bronx. The Bronx culture was totally different. And it was just more so like a lot of people in the Bronx already was told that there wasn't going to be nothing. A lot of guys in Harlem, they found something out of anything. So it was like the culture switch was a little different, even though I was right across the bridge. Dudes in the Bronx just felt like everything was about being tough. We had to be the toughest. Not smart, but the toughest. So it was tough because being smart wasn't cool in the Bronx.
Right.
When I was growing up, it wasn't cool. If you were smart, you kind of had to hide that shit. You know what I mean? So it was tough. Yeah. It was tough. Like being cool was being dumb in the Bronx. You had to be the toughest. You had to be, the newest, whatever. You had to talk tougher. You had to be disrespectful. Everybody wanted to be DMX at my time, or 50 Cent or somebody like that. So it was just tough. It was tough.
Facts. So what were some of the tournaments that you liked playing in as a youth?
Hoops in the Sun. That was my favorite one. Hoops in the Sun was my favorite tournament. I mean, I like playing in everything, though. But it's just Hoops in the Sun was just like the best tournament. That was like a peace jam for street ball for kids when we was young. You know what I mean? Because you knew after 16 years old, like it was no more tournament for you. You had to either be good enough to play a limited or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So Hoops in the Sun was kind of like, because, you do everything in the spring. Everybody's playing real basketball. They used to have the G-Stacks and all them. They used to have the whole NBA surround sound, the theme music and all of that. So they had you going. And then like, the playoffs was dope. We played 12-minute quarters. So it was just things that they did that was just dope. So I feel like I was in a league. The way you walk in, that's when you thought you was popping. Like Hoops in the Sun was before Dykeman was before Dykeman, because Dykeman was all right, but Dykeman wasn't like as glorified as it is now as it was back then. Hoops and Sun kind of had it at that time.
Right. Now, at one point, it seemed like you wanted to go to Rice. Why didn't you?
Yeah, man. Let's just say that I don't know. I think me not going to Rice was more so that whole Bronx Harlem thing that I was trying to tell you about earlier. You know, like I knew it was the right thing for me to do for me wanting to play basketball. But like I said, I loved the Bronx more at that time, even though my Harlem people wanted me there. But I was just so stuck into like I had to be around my people because the energy I didn't trust. I didn't think I could do anything outside that Bronx energy. I thought I always needed my people and that stuff. So when I kind of got to the whole orientation process of Rice, and going through like a day or two of it, it just wasn't for me. Even though I knew everybody in there, I just thought I was going to get kicked out. So I ended up going to LaSalle.
So LaSalle, how did that
Yeah.
when did that come into play?
By accident. I didn't know I did well on the tax test. Because I used to take tests because my mom used to tell me to do them. You know, I do everything she asked me to do. And then she told me in the mail one time, oh, you got accepted to these schools, this school. And I had a mentor named Rashad Mead, right? And he was real close friends with Lamar Odom, Shamika Holtzpaul, you know, Ronald Test. Those is guys. Jave Mead is actually his little brother that went to Holy Cross.
Christ the King.
He was just all. No, I'm talking about college. He went to Holy Cross at the time.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
he went to Christ King, but then he went to Holy Cross at the time. So I used to sit there and watch mad games and stuff. And then when I went to like something in the summertime, me and my man Damien, they had like a summer readiness program at LaSalle. And the way they was just playing ball just was equivalent to what I knew about basketball. And I felt like nobody really knew about it. I'm like, oh, nobody know about this? And this is a place where people used to go. And I'm into like, I don't like to follow trends. I like to build my own. So like, I was like, that was the perfect spot for me. It was though. I messed it up though, but it was though.
Now, so talk about the 3 years that you went to LaSalle.
It was, you know, now that I'm a little older, you asked me that question, the 3 years in LaSalle actually made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like LaSalle kind of taught me what it's like to look at the other things in life, you know, to be more optimistic with my personality. You know, like, you know, you could be who you want to be, but you also got to understand other personalities. And that's the diverse personalities, the diverse mindsets. So once I got to LaSalle, you know, it was just a challenge for me because I never, like, you know, Dave, like, man, we had mad talent there. And like, the thing about me was I felt like I was more of an influencer in LaSalle than more of a basketball player. So when I started losing the love of basketball, and it was more so like I influenced the school, everybody wanted to rock with me. I was the big man on campus, and I wasn't the best basketball player or brought the most schools in. Like everybody always made sure I was a part of something. Like, let's go to Ike. That's when Ike name kind of got like a little bigger because of LaSalle, me being an influencer in LaSalle in the LES area. And then that's when things just started going negative. You know what I'm saying? I started hanging out with the wrong people and stuff. And when I say wrong people, it's just the people that was just total opposite of what I wanted to do. You know, they wasn't doing nothing wrong for themselves. I'm the wrong person to them. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, because I didn't want to do the things they wanted to do. But, you know, those guys, like the thing at LaSalle, definitely at LaSalle, you know, it taught me how to be, you know, very charismatic, optimistic, and understanding, you know, life principles and learning how to tone, you know, to be who you are at certain times. You know, sometimes it's cool to be corny and sometimes to take a loss in a battle. You know, LaSalle taught me that. You know, man. And then, you know, I got kicked out in the middle of a Regents, and then I went to Eagle.
So this was a Regents exam in January.
Yeah, I got kicked out because they found me cheating on a homework assignment. For real, I cheated on my man Damien. That's Ali Mo nephew. That's my dog.
Shout out to Damien.
So we had this teacher. I don't even want to say his name. I'm gonna say it anyway. But I think they say he passed away. But I didn't like the guy. But his name was Mr. Singer, whatever. He used to have like this shit bag. We never knew he had a colossal bag, and we never knew he shit on himself in class one time. So I just kept picking on him, laughing at him. You shit on yourself. You tell me I can't use the bathroom. You shitted on yourself, like playing around.
Wow.
And so he used to have this rule. He changed his rule that the only way we could get credit for assignment is if every answer on the assignment is right. So basically, we go home and do the homework, but we won't get credit if every answer not right. So if it's wrong, you come to class and you could, figure out the answers with everybody before you turn it in. So you basically got home and the whole class to turn in that homework assignment. So my lazy self, I'm like, man, listen, that's 14 pages, bro. Give me your shit. So he already turned his work in. I started doing half of it. Once I got to the 10th page, I just white out and put my name over it. It caught my ass and it kicked me out. So, you know what I mean? So, and I wound up going to LaSalle. Eagle after that.
Nah, that's crazy.
Like I was actually out of school. Because I got the Eagle about April.
Wow. So so you were out of school for 3 months.
Yeah, I was out of school for 3 months. For 3 months. You know what I'm saying? I was out first. They didn't want to release no paperwork, and I had everything done. Then I didn't know what school I was going to go to. I don't want to talk about anything negative. A couple coaches have promised me a lot of things. Then I was getting recruited too, so I lost a lot of schools and stuff. But they was trying to find prep schools and stuff like that. But my moms didn't think that my attitude, my behavior was good for me to go away. I thought so. I was doing all of that so I can get away, so I could find a new way to whatever. But at that time, it's just me and my mom. So she wasn't feeling that. So I wound up Rashad Mead, same name. He wound up hitting me up saying, I'm about to be a principal of, a school one day. I'm like, nah, you lying. Then he introduced me to a free A. And then when we just started sitting down speaking, and he was like, why you been out of school so long? And I told him my story, what I just told you. So they kind of just told me, all right, you know what? We think highly of you, Mr. Mead speak highly of you. And what they used to do was, what a lot of people didn't know was, for me to get into school, I had to tell them about the school because I didn't know anything about it. But then I told them the people that they had in the school. When I started breaking down the demographics of the school, my role was to be in school to make sure no fights and stuff go down in school. So that's what my role was at Eagle when I came in, because in LaSalle, they already called over and said how I was influential in the building, but it could lead people to do wrong or negative things because based off of my energy. So I went to Eagle. Actually, I was quiet in the beginning. I didn't want to play ball, so I actually quit playing basketball so that way I could help everybody in the building not be in the games and stuff like that. That was what they wanted me to do, instead of going to class, because they knew that the work that I did in LaSalle was way more advanced than whatever we was doing at Eagle, because I already had all my credits. When I got to Eagle, we needed 44 credits to graduate in 5 regions. I had 4 regions already because I got kicked out on my 5th one. So I had 4 regions, and they was gonna make me do a whole. I actually could have graduated that year, my junior year of high school, because I wound up because I graduated from Eagle overall with 67 credits. I had 49 credits.
Christ.
Yeah, I have 49 credits, but I just didn't get the English and the Spanish credit because LaSalle wouldn't send it over for me to graduate. Wow. So I had to do a whole other year. Yeah.
So how many credits did you have at LaSalle prior to them kicking you out? Like, because I know Catholic schools, you need only 22 credits to graduate.
Yeah, but in Catholic school, this is how credits go in public school opposed to Catholic school, and that's why I realized I'm like, damn, I'm gonna be a freshman again because I only got I thought I was gonna be a sophomore because I had like 20-some credits. But what they did was I had like 24 credits, so they took all 4 religions out. They gave me a half credit for each gym. But as long as I passed it by midway throughout the year, that counted as a credit. So instead of me getting 1 credit, I got 2 credits for every one of my classes. So they double up all my credits. I'm like, oh, so I was basically able to graduate. So if I had 20 credits, I had 40 credits. So if I had 24, they took out the 4 religion credits that I had because public school don't teach that. So they doubled everything else up. And then I had extra credits because whatever they had to double, they just put those into my elective. So I just was walking around. So basically, when you see me in Eagle for them extra 18 months, I was there for 1 class and 1 regions.
Wow.
And plus, I was 16 years old, and I didn't think I was ready for college.
That's crazy because, me and you are a year apart, but you're older than, but we both got birthdays around the same time. Yours is the 21st, mine is the 14th.
Right.
I didn't even know you were that young, man.
Yeah, man, I graduated from Eagle at 17 years old. I was on college campus at 17 years old.
I would have been on the college campus at 17, but I failed the Regents. multiple times.
Yeah, and
So,
that's what Eagle did. That's what Eagle did to save me, because they told me, yo, you could take the Regents now and you could go to college. You could leave, but you could come back in 2009 and just walk with your graduating class. So I was supposed to graduate with the first class. You know what I'm saying? Because I had more credits than the guys that was graduating. But then I had said, so what a free agent had did for me was, because I missed the deadline for the Regents, that's when he had he started credit recovery for everyone else who couldn't graduate. I said, find a class. That's when he had credit recovery so all my friends could graduate, because he was trying to push us all out the school. He said we was bugging. So he opened up credit recovery for us. Plus, they had the Plato exams, where it's like if you failed the test twice, you could take it in the area that you failed. So most
yeah. Hold up, Ike, you breaking up.
No, so I'm trying to tell them, if we could take Plato two semesters in a row, that's why I had some. Yeah. Oh, you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Oh, you're good now.
You hear me now?
Yeah. So yeah, Plato. Yeah, I remember taking that too because I failed my French class. You remember Miss Real, right?
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. So I failed her class sophomore
She kicked
year.
me out of her class.
Nah, man. What? Yo, Eagle used to be some good times, man. But before we get into Eagle, so you had. Let's go a little bit back at LaSalle. So you came in at the same time with Jarrell Joy. How much of a? I
came in before Rel.
Okay. So he transferred in.
Rel. Yeah, Rel came in our sophomore year. I was there before Rel. I was there Austin Wallace last year. When Austin was going to Pitt, I was there. Rel came in the next year. That's when they was rebuilding because everybody was leaving. So, you know what I mean? What you was about to say about Rel, though?
Yeah, so how good was he back in high school?
It's crazy. I was just having this conversation about Rel. My man all-time leading scorer, B. You know what I mean? But, like, Rel was tough, man. Like, Rel was a real unique person. Nobody liked Rel because Rel was from Harlem. Rel was like, you know how Harlem is. Like, you got that.
Flamboyant.
But Rel wasn't, he was trying to be humble, but it made him corny. And I'm like, bro, why you being humble for these? Like, cuz niggas be hating on me. I don't got no real friends, Man, fuck these dudes. These not your real friends here. Your real friends is outside the school, but you here to handle business. So I think I kind of helped Rel in the school culture style in many ways for him to come and just focus on his business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was more the dumb motherfucker where, you're doing the stupid shit in class or saying, but I was very smart, but I was willing to take, because Rel came in with scholarships, everybody, schools, everything. And because of Rel, I was getting recruited. Because of Rel, everybody knew, Ike played ball too. He not no tough guy only, like, you know what I mean? He played ball too. So Rel used to throw me out there. So I like, being around Rel was just dope. He was just highly misunderstood because he was just that dude so early on. Like, you know what I mean? And like I said, like Rel, like that, me and Rel just speaking 3 days ago. That's my guy. Like, we still friends to this day. Yeah, that's one of the him and Damien is like one of the greatest friends that, like, one of the greatest things that happened to me at LaSalle though. Because those lifetime friends who kind of like every time I'm down, they kind of help me out. You know what I mean?
No, that's good, man. I'm glad that they still around, that y'all still close. Shout outs to Dame and Jarrell. Dame, if you seeing this, much love to you, bro.
Yeah, that's my dog. But
like let's fast forward to Eagles. So did you ever get to play on the team? I know the question. I know the answer to this question, but you can talk about it.
Yeah, yo, it's crazy. I was never off the team though. I chose not to play, like, and you know why? Because like Stan is my best friend. Like, that's my brother, and everybody knew how me and Stan were. When I kind of left LaSalle, you tell me I'm playing in public school, and then what the fuck is Eagle Academy? They just came from the A division. Like, they didn't know I was looking at it like, dog, this is not basketball. This shit ain't shit, man. We in the double A. Fade, shout out to Fade, my brother. At the time, it was like Fade Blackwood, he the man, he this and that. I'm like, yo, dog, these niggas ain't shit. Like, this not basketball.
Right.
So to answer your question, I did play on the team Then when I was on the team, it was actually, we had a meeting. Matter of fact, Dave, you was there. That was the day we was fucking around with you. Remember when we was doing the drills and the running drills and we kept blaming you for why we had to keep running. And
honestly,
then
bro, I don't remember too much from high school, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So when we was doing all the drills and stuff, then we was we had a family. It was a meeting going on downstairs. Faye father and my mom's got into an argument because Faye pops act like his son was like that. Like, yo, bro, this is not real basketball to me. But you know how Plummer was. Plummer, he was like the worst thing for us, like for me. You know what I mean? But then it got to a point where Plummer used to talk to us like he could talk to us any way he want. I never played for a coach where he tried to talk tough like he could fight me or something to try to get me to be motivated. I already loved basketball.
This was,
you know what I mean?
Year, right?
Yeah, this was my junior year.
Okay.
And so you know what I'm saying? So I chose not to play when I first got there because Leonard and them already set it up for me to play. So I'm like, nah, I'll come back the next year and try. So we came back here and I'm about to play. That's when we had like a million coaches. So I'm on the team. So LaSalle resends my transcript. Now it says I have 10 credits. So I'm like, how the hell I have 10 credits if this is a whole different? Because Mr. Perez was advisor at the time. And he messed up my paper. Yeah, he was terrible. And he was just sending wrong credits. I was always getting wrong classes. So when that happened, people started saying, I'm ineligible. So they told me to do a 3-page paper to get eligible. I did that shit in like an hour. Then they're gonna tell me, it's not real. Because nobody in Eagle ever was able to do 3 to 5 page papers like college level. And I'm like, what? So I had to sit out a whole month. And by the time they told me to come back from a whole month, Neef died. You know what I'm saying? Like Neef died in my face. Everybody died. So I didn't want to play basketball. My friends was going to jail. I'm like, man, fuck basketball. I try to use that to stay away. So my whole mindset went straight street. But you know what I'm saying? I wound up coming back towards the end of the year, but in the beginning of the year, I wanted to quit because me and one of the coaches, Sanford, me and Sanford got into an argument. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to repeat what the argument was because, I don't want no kids to follow that. But, it was just him disrespecting me as a man and telling me what he could do to me because he was a cop and he was this and that, like he could put hands on me and threaten my future. Because what Sanford and Plummer was doing to me was they used me as the protection of the streets for the kids on the team. Right. So if something happened to them, I got in trouble for it, whether I was there or not. And I didn't like that. So I just, told everybody some words that I don't want no kids telling no adult. And I lived with that. And I was like, I'm done with basketball. And I wound up coming to the playoffs. And I had like a triple-double in like the first half. We lost to Wiley.
The Wiley game. I remember that day.
Yeah, I had a triple-double. People don't even know that.
Could have went to overtime, but it's just like, I think after Tyree and Roscoe scored that basket, like nobody, like I saw that there was time left, so nobody really was interested in getting going down to the other basket. Like, I guess somebody like they would have tied the score up. Like, but damn, man,
we got jerked, but it's cool. Life got better. You know what I'm saying? So, but definitely that was the ending of the basketball career.
But what I will say about Eagle is, it was a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like it
still
is.
It is. It's a little broken up, but it still is a brotherhood.
You know what I'm saying? Like dudes came in there as boys, and we left young men. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree.
A lot of things transpired to a lot of dudes, but it benefited us all in the end.
I agree. Like we just had a competitive edge in life. Like you think about it, Dave. Like you Eagle. You doing your own thing, you got your thing going. You sitting here interviewing another Eagle. Like at the end of the day, that's what we used to stay in town hall as Eagle. We going, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, however it went, for us to be able to be in a situation like this and us being alumni, you guys following us, and just to see that, like, look, listen, bro, like you could be anything you want to be. You know what I'm saying? As long as you happy being it. But it's just about the love and the respect that we could give each other in the whole process. Like you sitting here giving me an interview about my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you don't have to on your platform. You know what I mean? You able to talk about Eagle because, like Eagle helped you, Eagle helped me. You and I would never beef in the Eagle ever. No. We wasn't the best of friends, but you was Dave, I was Ike. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know throughout the whole time of you building your brand, me building my brand, I've done a lot of questionable things. It was like, why you treat Dave like that? But that's just that Eagle brotherhood.
Yeah.
But it's just at the fact that you blowing up doing what you're doing, I'm doing what I'm doing. y'all know me. I was the last one with the internet when we was in school. I didn't care about none of that stuff.
Yeah.
I used to be sitting there like, yo, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? Like, I don't know. So it's like I'm really in my own world. But then I had to really catch on and realize, like, you know, because we look at it as, you know, the Eagle Brotherhood and it's nothing. And yo, we know Ike, we know Dave, that's what it is. Right. Sometimes we get caught up, or myself too. We forget that we became something else in other people's eyes.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. There was a lot of funny moments in that school. So many funny moments happened. Yeah, like the day I got suspended my junior year, your senior
year. I'd rather
you
talk about it. I ain't gotta talk about it.
So long story short, everybody that's watching this. So I get in, basically I'm in class one day. Teacher tells me to shut up. I'm not gonna say the guy's name, you know, because you know he could be watching this. But long story short, the teacher tells me to shut up. And I say shut up back, not knowing that I'm talking to him. So he proceeds to write me up. And then on this day, the back heel of my shoe is broken. So I slipped on the floor. Teacher falls on me. And then he turns around and fakes like he's hurt. I get suspended for 2 weeks and I get sent to suspension school in Webster Ave. I felt like I was going. Yo,
we feel like you knocked them out.
I didn't knock them out. No, I got witnesses. Right. People that was there will say different, but long story short, bro, like I'm crying that day. I'm 16 years old. I'm thinking I'm about to go to juvie or the bookings. And then the worst part is they wheeled him out on the stretcher. He was asleep. He looked like he was dead. I'm like,
yo, bro, you lying, bro. You're not even hurt, bro. Nah, lying. Yo, I wound up getting. They gave me 5 days for telling him he was lying. Like, come on, you know Dave didn't knock you out, bro. So I got 5 days. I got 5 days for not minding my business, but I came back in 2.
When was this?
You remember when they was taking him out on the stretcher? They gave us gym up. They gave us gym upstairs. You remember because LGJ had the gym, so we was upstairs playing football. So me and Don Day come downstairs. So nigga Don Day like, Bello, stop lying. You know Dave ain't knock you out. Dave don't bother nobody. Can't even finish sprints. He ain't knock you out. He ain't knock. And I'm like, yo, you gotta chill. So that's when we was trying to bother you at lunch. Like, yo, bro, you gonna get suspended. Then they gonna see you spar foot. Nah. We fucking with you because we knew you didn't do nothing wrong.
I knew. Yeah, that's the thing. But but nah, man, it was those are some good times.
Because of you, Bello started being our man. He started giving us good grades and shit. So you know what I'm saying? Whatever accident you want to tell us that happened, we're looking for that accident.
What I will
got
say,
me out of high school.
What I will say about that suspension school on Webster Ave, I was pretty much. They looked at me like I was a goody two shoes. They're like, "Why are you even here? You should have pleaded no contest." Like everybody was real cool over there because it's like the school I'm at now in Brownsville. You know, a lot of kids had a lot of crazy situations that kept them out of school for long periods of time. You know, and you know what I'm saying? Basically, I did my time in there those 2 weeks, and then when I got back to school, I felt like I just got out of jail, man. But I was happy to be back in school. But so many memories at Eagle. You know, shout outs to the Eagle Academy graduating class of 2009.
Facts. That's the best class. I don't care what y'all tell me.
That remains to be a matter of dispute.
You know why? Because we the class that like if you go back, we the stories everybody want to hear about.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got because we was more of the culture. Like that whole brotherhood kind of really started with us. You know, the class before us, they was the face, and they're gonna say that. But when you talk about the Eagle culture now, majority of my classes, the older guys are still pushing that narrative.
Right.
You know, winking them, waited till they got, figure out what their life was gonna be. No shot at them. You know, they did what they had to do. And then they came back. You know, they was getting mad love before we came in. I used to tell people, remember I used to come in and hate on them? Like, why y'all showing them love for? They whack. They ain't even like that. Chris ain't Stan. Me and Stan better than everybody. You know, but people didn't understand what I was saying. But like now when you go back and look at it, you say like, you talk about the culture influences, like I'm the only person who could come back in Eagle and make things happen. I threw the alumni game. I did those things because that's what we said we was going to do. And I did the least amount of time in Eagle.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I looked up to all them seniors.
You said us? You said you looked up to us or the one
No,
before
the y'all too, but that 2008 class.
I know,
Gats,
because
Wink,
that was the thing.
Chris, Smiles. Shout outs to Smiles.
Yeah, my son Vino, right?
Who everybody knows as Vino Love, man. Go check out that Vino Time 3. That mixtape is fire. But anyway, yeah, man. Like I looked up to all the older guys.
Yeah, I didn't look up to them. I just thought they was like they me. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Right.
didn't like that was the issue too. Eagle was trying to force people to look up to people. I just wasn't with that. Like I didn't think anything about them was better than me. I just felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all was just here first. Like I just felt like I was just that dude.
Right.
But it was not no like trying to beef with anybody. I just didn't want to follow nobody's order. I came to Eagle and said, this is what y'all want to do, but this is what I'm gonna do here. And that's what I did. I never followed nobody's rules in Eagle. Like I went to school, but I didn't go to class.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I was always told to do, I was getting put in different classrooms just to make other classrooms be quiet. Like, come on, bro. Like, what am I coming to school for? Like, this is not even fair to me no more. You know what I mean? So, and then I always got blamed for everything that went on in the school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some shit happened. We had practice one time. Trayvon got into something with Daniel. Something going on. I'm in the office the next day. They sitting here talking about, oh, somebody almost got stabbed in this safety transfer. You the only person who could go in the classroom and find out what happened. Yeah. I'm like, what? I'm not doing that. And they had the cops there and all that. I'm not doing that, bro. Like,
they
you know what I'm saying?
They tried to make you be a snitch, basically.
Yeah, until I started telling them, bring my moms and my lawyer. And then after that, every week, anything happened, it was giving me 3 days, 5 days. Barnett telling me, oh, yo, you a kingpin.
They call you
end up in jail.
Serpico.
You know what I'm saying?
You was Serpico, basically.
All these things, like, it was just all negative things being said about me, bro. Like, and no matter how tough people probably looked at me as, I was 16, 17 years old at this time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I had the whole school saying, yo, we're going to call Barnett A-Train. Because the whole school called me Ike. Nobody ever called me, Isaac, Mr. Gary. So I never thought it was professional. Yeah. So the reason that, all these guys are, higher, whatever you want to call them, they calling me Ike. That's what y'all call me. So I treated them like that because they calling me Ike. I'm calling them Mr. This, so that's the reason why I never follow rules. Yeah. If you set your rules and you ain't following them, I'm not following them.
I ain't gonna lie, Barnett was good. He was good people's, man. He's a great dude. Like, I know that going back to that Bellows situation, I know it hurt him to have to suspend me. You know what I'm saying, for that situation, but he did what he had to do under that situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, me and Barnett was close. You know what I'm saying? That's still my guy at the end of the day. But he did what he had to do. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people. There was a lot of good people at Eagle at that time. Crespo, shout out to Miss Crespo.
That's like everybody, mom.
Yeah, Crespo, Miss Martinez.
Miss Martinez.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Neblet, definitely Neblet.
That's my dog.
Might have been my senior year. So I guess there was a situation that happened with him. I think he got fired. Because I remember Daquan Simmons, shout outs to Papa. So one morning we in town hall and he reads a text message from Neblet. He's like, so you know about that situation. Okay, so he reads a text message that says, if they told you that I left, that's a lie. I've been terminated. And then we had this big riot. You know what I'm saying? My whole class stood up for Neblet. And then eventually they had to bring him back.
I know about that. I started the riot. The riot? We started the riot. It started in the staircase after the town hall, all that stuff. And we started the riot because they fired Neblet. Me and Don Day
so this was
Don Day and Junie told me about it.
So this was your senior year.
Yeah, my senior year. We started that shit, and that's when we was throwing the chairs and everything down the steps. And Malik and them got crashed with it. I remember that shit, man. Like, we going crazy. And every time Barnett wasn't there, we turned up the whole school throwing oranges and everything. Because my man Neblet wasn't there. So once Neblet got back, we chilled out, man. Because he didn't deserve to get fired. Because he was telling Barnett how to do his job. And Barnett wanted people to be yes-mans, like Duke Bonds and them. You know what I mean? So, I know.
Nah, but yeah, man, it's some
Shout out to
wild
my
times in
man.
that.
Shout out to my man Nebs. Sean
Nebs,
Nebs.
nah, Nebs, Sanford. Who else? Who else was I cool with over there?
I ain't rock with Sanford. He was a duck.
Nah,
He just walk
Sanford.
around there.
Sanford was good
Oh,
peoples, man. Nah,
nah, he
Sanford.
was a cop. He was a cop. Nigga, I can't fuck with him. He a cop.
Banks. Even though we
I
rarely
rock
saw
with
any of
Banks.
them, yeah.
I
Even though,
rock with Banks.
shout outs to Eagle, nah, because they built like 5 other schools. Mead,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Mead was
yeah,
with me
that's
for
my
2 years. You know, he's doing good things at Eagle Brownsville.
I was Mead's first student when he first started teaching in 6th grade.
Mm,
And he the one who brought me to Eagle. Real talk. That's
yeah,
why I went there. He was my mentor since 6th grade. So I just like, all right, man, I'm rock with him.
Miss
And he brought me to
Washington.
Eagle.
Miss Washington, she's the I think the assistant principal at Eagle Harlem. Shout outs to her.
Yeah, I know Miss Walsh. I'm happy for her. She dope.
Who else? Oh, there's a lot of people. Campbell, even though dudes raised
He,
hell on him, but nah,
nah, I rock with Campbell.
Campbell's good dudes.
Campbell's just a weirdo. But I rock
Nah,
with him. He
man,
always rocked
Campbell's
with
good
me.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was just a weirdo, but he rocked with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes were soft. Like, the teachers were just soft to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
you know, I knew the teachers that was yelling at us to make us feel a type of, like, first of all, my mother was tougher than me. So it's like all the stuff
Yeah,
they used to say to me, it's just like, yo, bro, like, why are you saying this to me? Like, you know, telling me I'm not going to be nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just motivated me because it was just
right.
like, why am I being sent to school being told I'm not going to be nothing? I could stay outside on my block and the cops could tell me that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming to school, like, y'all can't even help me. And then, you know, like, one time, I'm going to tell you the crazy thing. I think one time Barnett said some real, like, negative thing to me and it kind of, like, crushed my soul and my spirit. And I came back and found everything else about him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it online, though. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
Yeah,
But,
protect the
and then,
innocent. Protect the innocent.
yeah, absolutely, because I'm not on that time. And I had said something like that and I had the whole school knowing about his business because that's what I learned. I read about him on LinkedIn and I exposed his business. And then that's when I started getting to exposing stuff. Like any
Hold up,
adult
when
told
was
me,
this? This was when you were in
that's
high school?
yeah, that's when everybody started calling him Aaron and A-Train. Remember? He was
Oh
getting tight about that.
nah.
You know, so and I used to catch him. He used to talk about us cutting class, but I used to catch him smoking his black miles and stuff when we was cutting class.
yo,
So I'd be like, yo, if you don't tell, I don't tell.
yo,
You know what I mean?
man.
So, you know, I was just a little, I was being an asshole. I thought it was
Yeah.
cool at the time, but it really wasn't. You know what I mean? We made it hard for those guys, but at the end of the day, like I said, family is family. I love Eagle.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Eagle is somewhere that, you know, I'm always going to give, you know, I did 7 years of coaching basketball over there for free.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Oh, my fault.
On. All right, so let's get to Dowling. How did you end up at Dowling?
I don't know. Mr. Ruff lied to me. He made me sign my life away with that. That since you want to talk about Eagle guys,
Yeah.
Mr. Ruff told me, he said, yo, Ike, man, you could get out of school. You don't gotta be like your friend. He sounded like the dude in the army. I should have went to the army. You know what I'm saying? Like he told me to go to Dowling. He like, yo, man, you know, you can change your life. You're young, this and that. You lost your schools, or you could do this. Yo, I think it's really good. So he told me to sign up for a parent program. He didn't tell me it was a parent plus loan program. So I wound up signing myself to a fucking loan for like $70,000.
Jesus Christ.
You dig what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing. So I put me and my moms in jail. You know what I mean? And it was just like, it was just fucked up. You know, I was going through things. Then I lost my father too. And then I was just like, that's where the turning point started in life.
Mm-hmm.
At like 19 years old, I lost my pops. You know, he just finally got back in my life when he wanted to be. And, you know, as an adult, you know, he did. It ain't like I was playing ball and he jumped back. I'm in college, he's speaking to me. And I guess, you know, I didn't know he had an illness. And he was dying in them years. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like fucked my mind up. But like, yeah, I went to Dowling because Ruff told me to go there. So that's why I did it. I thought he was a college advisor. He advised me to throw my life away. So, you know, but I didn't though. It saved me in many ways. It saved me in a way that I don't want to talk about. And it's really like kept me out the street. So me going to Dowling, it kind of kept me away. I was still in New York, but I was able to have freedom to be away from things and able to experience life. So it did help me in that aspect. But, you know, in the other areas, it jammed me though.
Nah, but yeah, Dowling. Everybody, what a lot of people don't know, that Dowling was a private college. So they gave you financial aid, but it still wasn't going to be enough. Because I mean, I know you was living on campus at one point.
Yeah, I was, and that shit was killing me. My the dorms alone every semester was like $17,000.
Yeah, for private school.
And we was living in jail. You know what I'm saying? The water don't work. The man shit didn't work. Water turned brown. We paying $17,000 in loans a semester. So I feel like I was in jail, bro. But I just knew it made my mom's happy that I wasn't in my neighborhood. She
Right, that
felt
you was
more at
away at
ease.
school.
It gave her
What?
more time to raise my little sister, so that's why I did it. Instead
Nah,
of going to
but
jail, that was my jail.
like, bro, you
College.
could have went to a SUNY for
Yeah,
all
I know,
that.
but if I'd have went to SUNY, I'd have been lazy. I'd have chilled my mans. I'd have known everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to beat the battle that I was trying to fight,
Right.
which was, you know, I need diversity. I needed a different culture, a different environment to kind of adapt to kind of like figure out my lane. Because I thought I was going, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought everything that all those negative people said to me was true. Because I ain't seen nothing good in myself.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I thought it was just over. I just thought, like, you know, whoever I am, I'm gonna just die like this. Like, that's how I felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, you went to
word.
school with Dave Seegers. You know.
And my dog, Super Dave.
Yeah, man. Like, I know you was at a lot of his games when you was there. Like, talk. What was Dave, for everybody that don't know? What was Dave Seegers like in college?
Dave was a disappointment, man. Dave could have been so much better than what he is. Like, he's not a disappointment. He's a disappointment to me because I think Dave is super nice, bro. Like, half of the times he went and played games and shit, you know, I could tell stories now. I remember Dave was sitting in the room chilling, drinking with me, like literally drinking though. You know, and I'm like, bro, don't you got a game tomorrow? He's like, fuck that shit. You wake up with a hangover, drive to the game, come to the game at 16 in like 4 minutes. I'm like, nah, this dude is nice. What a hangover. And then it was just like his presence alone, even in the building. But Dave was like a big brother to me too. Like we didn't know each other really coming in. I knew his friends, but like just his presence alone, what Dave did like in the building, like just Dave was just a kid that if he'd have just never allowed himself to be his own distraction, Dave would be making like millions of dollars playing basketball, doing something. Not saying he can't, but you know, I don't know nobody's journey. But Dave was different, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He didn't belong D2 at all. Because you know why? I was better than his teammates, and I used to be in the curtain center killing them. And I ain't take basketball serious. So I'm like, nah, the only motherfucker that I really felt like I really had to like, nah, it's basketball. Nah, Dave is that dude, bro. You know what I mean? And I remember we had a championship game in the rec league, and Dave wanted to play because the season was over. So I was tight. It was an easy chip for me. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to bring everybody on the basketball team just to stop me because I'm in there killing everybody. So we went down to the wire. They beat us, though. I was tight. So I was like, Dave, nigga, I was killing on your mans. He's like, well, I won. You know what I mean? So I was just like, it was just that. They had to bring Dave to beat Ike because I was still that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. But, yeah, shout outs to Dave, man. And it's sad that Dowling College is no more.
Yeah, it was like a big scam. They tell me to go to Dowling. I signed over, and I'm over like $70,000 in debt and loans that I've been paying back for so many years, and then now the school not even open. Like, what type of scam shit is that, bro? They got us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
And then what they was doing was they was charging us for a long semester. So the loan we wanted to take out was to cover out, you know, per semester. So then we got refund checks at the end, but they was charging us for our refund check, making us whatever our refund was. That's what they was charging us as a down payment, a minimum down payment to come back to school. So I caught on to it. My grandma was an accountant. Yeah, I wound up ordering up my whole account, and I wound up getting like 2 years free of school. Instead of me just cashing out and getting the money, my dumb ass wanted to go back to school and spend all that stupid money and get in trouble. But you know what I mean? I just wanted to get out the hood. That was my whole thing. But just because my moms and my grandmoms was crying too much, I was just tired of that shit. That shit was annoying.
Yeah, man. Nah, but I mean, if given the chance, because I mean, you still young. You're not married. You ain't got no kids. Would you consider going back to school again if the opportunity presented itself?
I mean, that's a goal that I got 77 college credits. The shit ain't over. I just ordered my transcript and everything. I had to pay $10,000 to get my transcript out of collections. So now I'm in that process. Just me moving out to Cali now. Now I got to figure out all of that. When I was in New York, I actually had James Barrett and Jay David actually help me out and find me some schools to go to so I could take some classes. But now that I'm out here, yeah, hell yeah, I want to get that done. My grandmother got a degree, my mom's got a degree, my sister about to get a degree, my little brother got a degree. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta get mine. My turn.
Facts.
So yeah, absolutely.
Now, this is the best part that we about to delve into. Coaching. When did that all right, so when did that come about?
Keep it a buck. You remember when we used to come back every summer, or every break just to play ball, like all the alumni? You know what I'm saying? When we was coming back, like Dante and them, everybody gassed, everybody like, I was always the dude that like took basketball extra serious when it come to getting better, training and all of that. Everybody knew that. So it was like, as a player, I took it serious. As a person in the street, I took it serious. Getting fly, all that stuff was just like something about me. So when all the younger kids in Eagles started coming around me, they just my little bros. Now they got me playing tournaments with them. I'm chilling with them. They trying to make me play ball again. So as I see that I'm training them to get better and we just hooping, it was just like me being a big bro, mentoring them. I went off to college and I seen all the kids wanted to go to Dowling because I was there. And then every time I came back, everybody had me practicing. So I'm like, man, I'm better than everybody still. You know what I'm saying? Leonard called me, Stephen Leonard. You know, he was the AD and the JV coach at the time.
Shout out to Leonard.
Because Leonard's the reason why I came back and played that Eagle. Because I told him the only way me and Stan gonna get back on this court is if you coach. And then when he came back, we wanted to play. So the same thing. Leonard called me like, "Come on, nephew," you know. And he like, "What you think about coaching?" I'm like, "Man, get off my phone." Then he had PV call. I'm like, "Man, get this motherfucker off my phone." You know what I'm saying? I wasn't hearing it. So they told me to come in. I had just had a crazy ass party. I don't want to talk about it on your platform.
Yeah, no.
So
you ain't got to do that.
You know what I'm saying? I had a crazy ass party. I was happy I woke up. And Leonard called me. You know what I mean? He like, "Yo, come to the gym. Queen just got the job." All this stuff he just telling me. So I said, I'll be there after this week. When I get back in town, I'll be there. Long story short, it went from going there being overly competitive, bringing Stan and everybody else and all my peoples I knew come kicking their ass every day to realizing they're not that good, to realizing like, to working with them. And then when I started walking around Eagle, I sat down and told Leonard, like, if I can't get a job here, I'll come back every day just to help these kids. So it's like, the culture at Eagle brought me back into coaching, so I was just coaching there. And I ain't want to really coach until like my mom's kind of sat me down one day, like, "What you gonna do in life?" I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm a coach." She's like, "Are you bum ass nigga? What the fuck you mean you gonna coach?" Like, kind of gave me that.
Your mom said exactly that to you?
Hey, what the fuck you mean? We invested all this money into you to get your life together. And you tell me you're just gonna be a coach? I'm like, then what the fuck you want me to do? Sell crack? Like, that's how I was looking at her.
Yeah.
But it was just like, it was just tough. I'm her first child. You know what I'm saying? She had me at 24. We growing. You know what I mean? And I'm 17. My friends going to jail, people getting shot, all type of things going on. You know what I mean? So she just, her child, her baby, like she just confused, like, "Nigga, what the fuck you gonna do in life?" You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, but not with that tone, but kind of giving me that. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I was really didn't have no faith. So when I started going to Eagle with Queen and I started helping, the love just started coming, the passion. But what happened was, you know, the Eagle kids is always the underdogs. I just started believing in them kids more because I looked at me. I seen me in that uniform. So then it just led to one thing to another. Like, it led from there to me rocking with Gauchos. I mean, rocking with Vic and Debo at LPAC, to saying, like, you know what? If I could take these underdog kids and take them to Gauchos, and Gauchos don't got a deal, at least I could give them a chance at AAU in college. So they're not just playing Dykeman and, you know, Watson and stuff like that. No disrespect to those tournaments, but that's not going to help the kids in the next level, you know, and that's what I knew at like 19 years old. So I'm like, and, you know, Ray Pender, he was at, you know, he went to St. Ray's, Rice, all that, and that's my little brother. You know, now he's one of the best comedians in the world, but, you know, he from my block. So I used to work with him and train him. We used to go to the park and play. So I'm just helping everybody. So once I started seeing him giving mad advice, I just went to coaching, because what coaching did was it also saved my life. Because my mom's also came to me, was like, you know, if you feel like basketball gave up on you, you lost your friend, you lost all of this, you know so much, why you don't give back to basketball? It might save you, because you ain't doing shit else in life, B. Like, that's what she told me. So I said, I bet. You know, and that was my motivation, because my mom was my best friend. Like, I talk to people like that. That's how she talked to me. So it's like, it's whatever. And it just turned me into the beast that I became. And then, you know, after Gauchos, you know, I was supposed to go to mad different teams. I don't want to talk about nobody, but I was supposed to go to a lot of,
you ain't got to do that.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to mad different teams. And when Jermaine Brown died, you know, when Maine died, he was kind of mentoring me. You know, Maine was kind of mentoring me. And like, when Maine passed, I was lost. You know, I thought it was over because I thought everything was so lit. Zeke is lit. We lit. Maine rocking with us. Cha-ching about to blow up. And, you know, and I was just looked at as Cha-ching tail. You know, when we started Cha-ching, they just thought I was just the guy. You know, me and him was cool. It didn't bother me. But when I became a coach, that's when it kind of like became something, because it was like I started taking coaching serious. And I'm a person that if it's too easy, it got to be more difficult. I like to fail at the highest level. So that way I know there's nothing you can tell me to do when I come back, because I already failed already. So I'm never going to fail again. So Then I went over to sports shoe. That was the best thing that ever happened in my coaching career. Not
Yeah.
because of the players, because of the way I learned basketball and the business of basketball and how to develop. I never knew how to develop, so they taught me that. So once I learned that, then, that's when I took coaching to a whole nother level. Like, it's nothing nobody could teach me. Nobody could do nothing. And then I just took it to everything, that whatever y'all want to praise me for now. Like, that's how it came about, because because I live my life every day the way I played basketball. I was a point guard. I had to get guys involved, and I had to play mad defense, and I had to bring the energy because I'm 5'11". And plus, off the court, everybody loved me so much as a person and respected me, so I had to always present myself and protect my character that way. So when I became a coach, I couldn't be the same player. So I had to learn the game again from a different aspect. And then what I did was I used everything that I went through in my life as a kid to help these kids to understand, the end route, because being a young coach. So, I seen a lot of ice in a lot of these kids. So I seen what they was about to run into. You know what I'm saying? I went down the block and I came back. They about to walk down the block. Dave, don't go down there. They was just doing something negative down there. They was shooting. They was car accident. I seen it before you. So I'm trying to help you. So the kids that kind of trusted and believed, they took me to a different level of coaching because they started respecting me. So then when they started getting in the gym with me, that's when I started saying, like, I don't like to say I'm a coach anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just happen to coach.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to quit in coaching, because it's different aspects of coaching. I did AAU, I did school. The best one out of all of them was being able to bring that Bronx chip back home to Eagle, because it's not just because we brought a Bronx chip. We never won shit at Eagle on that level at that time. But that group, that was our first sixth grade class. And we said that group is going to be the group 2018. And 2018 was my number I used to run around. Everybody thought I was talking about it because of the sports U team. But I was really talking about Eagle. Like, 2018, we're going to win a chip. And, once they won that chip, I still speak to those kids to this day. And, I was done. That was the biggest moment in my coaching career.
Yeah.
Winning that championship as a coach. Not as my career as far as everything else I've done as a coach. But as a coach, to be on the sideline, me and my dog Queen, they gave me this opportunity. We finally beat Wings. We ran off, you know how big that was. Everybody in Wings was my friends, but everybody wanted to beat them and we couldn't beat them. But we finally beat them, me as a coach though. And my baby boys, that's the first sixth grade class. We did this. So that was the best thing in my coaching career.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to my man Billy Turnage over there at Wings. And we almost talked about this in our episode. So for 9 years, we're gonna say this. For 9 years, we could never beat them. Never. And then I think 2018 came, and then we finally got that win. Trend. And then what's crazy is that every time Wings plays at Eagle, there's always some type of controversy going on.
Yeah, because like I said, coming to Wings, the crazy thing is, coming to Eagle, I could have went to Kennedy. Star was hard body recruiting me and Stan to come. And, I knew about Wings. I think Tuck and them was there at that time. Right. But I knew about Wings, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't like the area. Bingo, Coach Mike and all of them was telling me about it. But Eagle was just more me. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhere I could go. It's my identity. And to this day, when you go back to Eagle, you're gonna think of Ike. You're gonna think of some of us. Not just me, it's all my dogs. But that's my place. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't and when we kind of couldn't beat Bill all these years, I knew the reason why. And I used to blame Queen. Because I'm like, yo, bro, you keep bringing that Wings culture shit over here, bro. We don't respect the delts over here either, B. Don't think because we a charter school and we don't get weights, the metal detectors, and that's what it was. The culture was soft. So when I kind of brought that tough, man, F Queen, F everybody, we Eagles. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of brought that, at the end of the day, this is something that y'all got to live for. And Bill my guy, because after that, I wound up sitting on Bill bench before. You know what I'm saying? Bill my guy. It was never personal. Bill and Queen was really great friends. You know what I'm saying? Bill's like a big brother to me. His kids, I look at his kids as God kids, nieces and nephews, because the things Bill done for me as a man, as a person on beat. So, but Eagle and Wings made that shit seem like it was beef. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't want that because they like another family. They like our cousins.
Wings,
they scar from Lion King with the hyenas. and
Right.
we Simba and all of them. You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
good.
So, but
That's a good way to look at it.
yeah, but if we all had the right person to be in the middle to understand what it was, everything would have been dope. You know what I'm saying? We could have made a lot of money off that game. You know, Eagle and Wings is similar to St. Ray's and Rice.
Yeah,
As far
I
as
can see that.
cultural,
Right, I can
as
see
far as
that.
cultural, you
Right.
know, like not success but cultural. But
No, but yeah.
as soon as success we will be, because we got the best everything out of Eagle. You know, you're the best journalist. We got we got me, we got Vino, we got everybody.
Right.
We
A
just so
lot.
dope.
Right. Who? Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who
I'm gonna
else?
finish this. I'm coming.
What other people that that came out of Eagle that's really doing good right now that we know about? Probably a few.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people are looking for, but I think
Right.
Eagle got a lot of good things going. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it depends what you're looking for because a lot of these kids is going to school for different things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Floyd Samuels. I think he's about to graduate soon. Him and his brother Nelson. You got Dane. You got Kendall and you got myself. You know, Ivan Jackson. You know, he got his masters and stuff. You got you. You got Vino. You got
Corey Gillis.
Corey Gillis. You know, so many of us. There's a lot of us. You know, and I don't want to miss no names because the first two classes alone is very underrated because we got a lot going for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we started the culture, but then everybody behind us, like y'all do some graduated college, y'all done did so many things. But just because y'all graduated and did certain things that we didn't do, it doesn't separate anybody and make nobody better. And that's why I want people to understand about Eagle. I was just telling somebody the other day, you know, we might have lost all the basketball games, but in life we win it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, look, me and you here. Look, they getting on Dave's joints and they got to come play an Ike event. You know, everybody want to deal with Boncho, but they also want to be on Dave's joint. So like that explains Eagle right there. You know, and this is right now. We come back to this 10 years from now.
No, but yeah. So let me rewind back a little bit. So LPAC, I think that was probably like the first entity you started coaching with, if I'm not mistaken. All right, talk a little bit about being your tutelage from Debo and Vic.
I mean, like, I kind of got recruited into LPAC. I didn't even know Vic. You know, Debo knew me from the neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know Debo really, like, on some, like, best friends or nothing. Like, I just respected that, son got his kids at the game. He take care of kids. He helping.
Right.
I want to rock with a dude like that. He's from the hood. Then when I met Vic is just like the most beautiful person in the world. You know what I'm saying? Pause if it come out the wrong way. No. He's just the most genuine person in the world because it's just like, he don't see anything but who you are. He's just so passionate and he's just so loving. So it was the hardest thing was when I left Vic. But I never left Vic because I'm LPAC for life. But I had to leave Vic for a career reason. It kind of hurt him because it was so much fun there. Like, that was the best place in the world. But it was just like, as far as my career and my business, I couldn't stay at LPAC. But I had to get the okay from Vic to leave first. He told me to leave. I wasn't trying to leave. Like, he begged me.
Right.
Like, yo, you got to go, Papa. I don't got no money for you. You got the key? Come open the door. You know, so he was just kind of telling me that. Nah, Vic, man, I talked about Vic for a month.
Nah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, but so then you went on to Gauchos after? Was Bingo around at that time?
Yeah, Bingo and Cash. What happened was Khalik wanted me to come. Come down. Khalik had actually recruited me because, Dontel was there, another Eagle dude at the time. And, like, Dontel was beasting for me to come over. You know, that's like my little bro. So I had went over there. Things was cool. Then Bingo and Cash called me back. Like, yo, look, we're going to have a team. I need you to come down to rock with us. You know, Khalik. And at this time, I was bashing everything in the city, like with LPAC and everybody. So I guess I was hot. I'm like 19 years old, like 19 turned 20. So that's when Bingo, like, come back. So I came back. I rocked with them for another year. Then I was trying to leave. So then when I was about to leave, they told me, yo, you can't just get up and go. Bingo was like, it's just the things about life. You got to sit down and talk to people. It's the way you go about it. Like, he told me how to do things. So I left, and then guys at the program was bashing me. So that's when I started becoming that outrage person, like coming back because I just felt like, damn, like, I'm 19, 20 years old helping kids, but you got these 30, 40-year-old dudes just bashing me as a person. But they got kids my age that they coach that's not doing anything in life or they telling kids to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like I wasn't protected at the time. And I just didn't like it, you know, at that time, because I was 19, 20 years old. I could have probably been a little egotistical, but, you know, I feel like I'm doing good. Cut me some slack, you know, but I didn't get it. You know, you're in a different position as a man. So I had to change the way I moved with certain stuff. So after the whole Gauchos thing, when Bingo and I was sitting down, he was just like, yo, you know, you always in here, you're the hardest worker, you punctual, but these kids not giving you the same thing that you're willing to give everything in the world. I think they're not worthy of your love. You have to go put your love somewhere else where they worthy of your love, where they deserve it. I didn't know what that meant. I'm being honest. That was the best get out of here firing in the world, because he didn't fire me. If it wasn't for Bingo giving me that talk, I wouldn't have been able to grow to who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Because he believed that I was bigger. I could be as big as him or better. I used to be, I'm gonna be the next Bingo. I'm gonna be the next book. He's like, nah, you're gonna be better than us. You're gonna be better than us. Like, I never heard that from nobody in the game. They'd be like, nah, you ain't that good. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my animosity came from a lot of the older guys that's closing the door on me behind the scenes. But guys like Bingo and them, I always wanted to put that out there, because Bingo and Vic never held me back. They always pushed me. They always believed in me. They just told me, you know, my anger and my attitude, but they understood where it came from. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and then after that, I went to Sports U. That's the story everybody care about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Sports U was Hollywood for me before I got to Hollywood. You know, Sports U was like dealing with movie stars every day.
Right.
And it wasn't because of the kids. Honestly speaking, those kids is the most humble kids I ever been around that's been stars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they actually, I think Sports U with those kids, the fairest thing I could say is they got cheated out of a lot of leverage in life. And I'm talking about personality-wise. They weren't able to get a clear shot at being able to be who they wanted to be because of, you know, the business. They couldn't talk to people. They couldn't do this. They couldn't do that. So what Sports U did, it showed me what it's like to be at, you know, the top, the forefront, understanding the politics.
Right. Nah, man, I hear that. No, but you did.
It was more so business what they did for me.
Right.
You know, it was more of a political front where it taught me a lot of things. Like, bro, I was in the Elite 24s. I was different states, different places, NBA camps, all type of stuff.
Nah, I hear that, man. No, but yeah, you did really good with that middle school crew.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite team ever. I coached.
Well, you know, for those that don't know, tell them who you coached over there.
I don't really like using their name, but you know, we had Trey Pat, we had Denver, England, we had Mark Armstrong was with us, Tristan Jeffries, Shane Dezzoni. There's no service there for me. Shane Dezzoni. There's no service there for me. Shane Dezzoni, Tristan Jeffries, you know, Mark Armstrong while they're moving up. We only had like 5, 6 guys though. What I'm missing. That's why I keep saying the names. It's Shane, Tristan, Denver. Shit, Mark came later. Jaden Brown. Pardon me, Jaden. You know what I'm saying? Denver, England. Like, yeah. You know, I'm proud. I got Trey and Mark at the same school in Villanova. They're good.
No, that's what's up, man. No, but yeah, what about the older guys?
You know, Luther, Javon, Tiba, Nazi, Lewis, Dion, Connor. Like, we had some people there, you know, I ain't coached Nate in them, but like Sports U was a family where it was like when everybody show up, you're gonna see everybody. So Nate, Josh, all of them was there. You know, like we had a lot of people, Bray and Tyree. You know, but like when people ask me, when you coach the team, I think we all coach Sports U, really. But I really was more into like Trey and Mark and Denver and them more so.
Right, the
like,
younger guys.
Yeah, that was my favorite team, bro, ever. We went like 73-2 one year. That was my favorite team right there, like, because it taught me life. Their parents helped groom me as a man. You know, the respect that the neglect that I felt like that I had, they picked up for that for me. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I was coaching my little brothers and my little cousins and my little nephews, but they fathers and mothers like big bros and stuff like that to me, because they thought, you know, that was at the time when I was like Ike versus New York. You know, so they all picked me up. So I was just good. Like, you know, I got them. I got the families. So that's one thing sports you did teach me. They teach me how to love family again, because I lost that love for my family, but it taught me that joint. You know what I mean?
Now, let's get into Cha-Ching. You know, talk about Cha-Ching, the brand, and obviously David Teal, Cha-Ching, the announcer.
I mean, the brand came because, you know, he could tell his part. You know, Chicken had passed 1 year, so he didn't want to say bang bang and all of that. So he started the Cha-Ching stuff. And long story short, because you could tell mostly about his side of the story. I just seen talent, and I also seen my brother. My brother is dope. He my brother. Anything around me is dope. He wasn't cocky. I was cocky. I'm arrogant. He ain't arrogant yet. So I just wanted him to go out there and be the best. You know, Joe Pope was dope at the time. It was Joe Pope, Taz, that's Marquise Noel Pops, and those guys out there. There was no disrespect. It was just like basketball. We was the best. You know, so we kind of came in with that. My point exactly. So, you know, everybody looked at, you know, Dave, what he doing with announcing, but what built the brand was what I did at camps. You know, I was going to a lot of camps with 100 shirts in my bag and saying, when I leave, everybody in this camp going to wear a shirt. So every time I win in games and doing stuff, kids like, yo, can I get one? Yo, can I be down? Can I be this and that? And then they just started respecting the brand like that. So I went around like how Master P did, you know, and I had us going independently. And then, like, you know, Dave work speaks for itself. So it was a brand. So, you know, Dave Till, it was Dave Till, Ike, and a few others that started Cha-Ching. But when Dave became Cha-Ching to the world, I wouldn't say it was envy and jealousy, because it never was that. It was just that the people in the game started like dividing me and Dave. Right. So I just told him, like, you know, go do that. Now I'm gonna go coach. You know what I'm saying? Let the world think we beefing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Your son, my godson, and we're gonna keep going like that. So I kind of wanted him to be him. And I went and did my thing. It was the best thing we ever did, bro, because it was able to bring us back as grown men. If we'd have kept going that way, we'd have been one of the greatest group that never started. So I had told him I was willing to take a sacrifice, and that's why I went and built Vsonary.
Yeah, now let's talk about Vsonary.
Yep.
Let's talk about the brand.
Vsonary, the brand, man, the frat, the lifestyle, man, my that's like my heart. So Vsonary, you know, technically, there's a lot of eyes in the word visionary. You know what I'm saying? And I took eyes out because I felt like at that time there was a lot of individuality around me. Everything was about self. Everything was about me. I wanted to be able to bring a group of people together who remind me of myself in different aspects of the world and put them together and kind of make a diverse university of competitive nature, whether it's, you know, sports, entertainment, political, whatever it is. And I wanted to build like a school type format when I select guys. I wanted everyone to do something totally different. You know, a lot of guys look at the basketball guys. Like, a lot of those guys play basketball because they're using that to go to school for free. Some of them really want to be basketball players. They just have different things going for them in life and stuff like that. So what we did with Vsonary was, you know, I had a lot of dilemma with AAU. So if I'm at Sports 2 or if I'm at the Rens, everybody has an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Ike trying to steal our kids. So I say, you know what? I want what's best for a kid, whether I like a person or not. I want them to be in the best position and the best situation for them. So instead of me being AAU, I can have the same format. So we built our own LLCs, non-for-profit and profit, and started saying we're going to have the same format, but we don't want to travel on the road. I'd rather give a kid a vacation than give them an AAU trip because these kids is losing identity. So I built the whole team. My guy Mike, a couple guys that graduated college. My man Nelson, he about to be a lawyer. A doctor. I got a couple dudes that's about to be corporate lawyers. So I built the older team, and then we went and recruited some young guys, young talent, athletes, males and females. And then we just kind of brought the whole process together to just kind of build our own, how can I say, our own universe, our own world of people of different class and diversity. So that way, if we all become successful businessmen, we can hire people all around doing different things. Like that's the whole goal of Vsonary. And we're on the track in the process of it, because instead of me having the same dilemma of being an AAU coach, I could be a regular person and still send the kids to a program that I don't like because it's not personal. I want the kids to understand that sometimes you got to take the personal thing out of business and take business out of personal sometimes, you know? And I felt like if I don't teach it and show it and lead by example, whatever I'm saying is just bullshit. So that's why I had to do it. That's Vsonary though.
So yeah, like what exactly is Vsonary for the people that don't know? Like, what does it specialize in?
Well, we specialize in, mentorship, but not really mentorship, but it's really a fraternity. We're a fraternity, a co-ed fraternity. So we kind of like a family group that actually try to help people who lack confidence and expectation. So if you're expected to exceed at a certain level in life, or you have a certain expectation for you in life, we the guys who kind of balance that out and help you reach whatever it is that you want to reach in life. So I'll say youth mentorship, a guidance program, different type of talent management. And I have a couple dancers and stuff out here in California who actually involved with us as well. So it's basically just different. It's just kind of rebuilding a world of utopia. How can you build a Google? And that's the biggest thing. Google is the best job in the world. So for the people that's trying to understand what visionary is, anything you can see, you could be in life. But the thing is, how you gonna get there? So you need environment, you need people, you need connections, and you need yourself. So we could make a great environment for self-awareness to build confidence, and I think is more successful in this world. So that's what visionary stands for.
All right, bet. So you saw a lot of things, in your time coaching. What would you say are the pros and cons to basketball in New York City?
The pros to New York City is that New York City still got faith in itself. That's the biggest pro. You understand what I'm saying? The cons in New York City is the gatekeepers, is the guys that's in position of power who more so care about them being in power more so than fighting the cause or what the issue is. You know what I'm saying? I think it's too many hidden agendas. There's nothing wrong with a kid wanting to be handled or somebody handling a kid. There's nothing wrong with none of those things. There's nothing wrong with anything you do, as long as everybody is all on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it's too much hidden agendas. People are
Right.
selling love. People are doing anything to keep a kid with them. If you can't help a kid, then don't help a kid. You can help them in a different way. Because everybody's treating kids like they females. We're trying to hold on to them for our own personal, but we can't really help them. Like, there's a lot of kids that love me. Yo, can I be down? Can I this? But I know I can't help them. And when I say I can't help them, it's because I'm not familiar with their situation to help.
Exactly.
They might say, oh, Ike is that dude. He gonna help us regardless. But your work ethic might not meet to the requirements of my connection.
Right.
But I don't want to tell you no, so I find other ways. Like, you know what? I got guys that coach at smaller schools, guys who do this. And we kind of build a funnel of that. Guys ain't trying to do that. And I started noticing it became a competition. If Ike bring 5 guys out from Jersey, somebody want to bring 5 guys out from Jersey.
Right.
But I really have those relationships. Now y'all going to try to make those relationships. Like New York became groupie basketball. We used to set trends. You know what I'm saying? Now it became so bad with the groupie basketball that now it's becoming like, oh, we trying to set a trend first. And if you don't like me, I'm not going to help you. We made it too personal. You know what I'm saying? We brought the wrong thing into basketball. It's not even basketball. It's less basketball people in basketball in New York. You go everywhere else, there's basketball people involved. This conversation is boring to people because the attention span is short. But when you ask, how can we fix? Nobody wants to sit down and talk. It got to come from a certain person for everybody to follow. And it's whack. Like, I don't want no money to fix New York basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I really want it generally fixed because what it's going to do is it's going to create more revenue for everyone because everyone's going to take it different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, you look at it, transfer portal is out of control. But then now you look at a lot of kids thinking clout is recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
You got kids with 17,000 followers, 16,000, 12,000, 20,000, but they only got one school. That's not even real math. Because if you got 17,000 followers on social media, an NBA GM is trying to figure out how many is from their state so they can draft you. Same with a college campus. How can we make money off of them? If you got 17,000 followers, it don't make sense how you got 17,000, 20,000 followers, 10,000 followers, and you don't have no offers in your state. Like, that's another thing. Like, how many New York programs are offering New York kids? Because the programs, there's certain guys that's in with these programs that's actually doing the snake stuff behind the scenes. I don't want to talk about it because I'm keeping this positive. But those are the things, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of things that people are doing. Dave, they'll probably tell you they don't want to do business with you, even though they like you, just because you spoke to a person they don't like. Like, why are we doing that to people? Like, that's what gangbangers do. You know what I'm saying? And we brought that type of mentality into our business. You know, so until we escape that and kind of, you know, come off that versus attitude, then we're gonna be in jam for a minute. But that's the issue, right? That's the pros and the cons, because New York talent is fucking crazy, bro. And New York has one thing that nobody has. We compete at a pro level. We don't have the skill, the athleticism, or the height as many pros. You go in other towns, they don't play as hard as us. You know what I'm saying? They don't even play with shot clocks, so we play harder.
That's true.
So we play with pro intensity. There's
we
no
got that advantage over them.
My point exactly. And New York don't know that. We just got to go pick up all the other things to get better. It's just like an outfit. Make the fit look fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's all.
I'm going to say this. I've been to many other states during this pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then there's a lot of all the problems that New York has, I'm sure these other states have them, but with us, it's a lot more prevalent because there's a lot of unity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that NYC United thing, at first, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, the only reason why it was built was because there was nothing going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was no competition. But, you know, I want to see if the whole United thing continues. Like tomorrow, as you know, there's the NYC Invitational. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just hope that, you know, that this continues after this year. Because I want to see all the AAU.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I want to see all the AAU programs in New York play against each other. Sneaker deal or not.
And you know, and like I said, it goes back to those gatekeepers. Guys get on top, forgetting where they came from. You know, they had nothing. People were selling candies and stuff. A lot of these AAU programs. Now they get on the top, they get a certain Nike or Under Armour, Adidas. Now certain guys think they're too good. Like, I don't like that. Like, what are we teaching the kids? And then now y'all get mad that if these sneaker companies say, you know what, we're gonna do something to turn y'all against each other. And now the kids start jumping ship and going different places, and now y'all gotta all work with each other. Like, everybody say they want to work with each other because that's a trend in other towns and it look good. You know, if it's never gonna be genuine, it's never gonna work the way we want it to work. It can work, but it ain't gonna work the way we want it to work. So if you want it to work the way you want it to work, it gotta be something genuine. Like you said, like Tom shouldn't have to die for us to do an invitational like that. So that means, are y'all gonna respect it that way every year? Like, we should always have this before we hit in circuit. You know what I mean? I agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's what I've always wanted to see.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm glad that you know, maybe this weekend will be the first step, you know, for that to happen. But yeah. So let's talk about, you know, so you said you have an office now.
Yeah.
You know, how does it feel coming from that kid from Morris Avenue finally has an office at his new location?
Man, this shit is dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like, you see how you asked that question. And that's why we said basketball was always 15% of my life, because I had a different fight that I was fighting for in life. And I think me being a coach and being in this game, it was dope for me to be able to teach the kids the elevation. You know what I'm saying? I've never made $1 off basketball yet. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I went to school. I worked for the DOE for like 5 years. You know, people don't know those things because I don't have to put those things out there.
Right.
You know, so to be in a position now that, you know, I don't live in my mom's house. I have my own house, and you know, I got my own office, and I got my own LLCs, 2 LLCs to be exact. Well, 4, because I got 2 in profit and 2 non-profit. And being from Morris Avenue, bro, like, it's just a blessing because, you know, everybody, like, my friends is the ones that's bringing Morris back to like looking like we came out from, you know, we got a little something, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people rapping, people doing different things. So it's just dope. You know, every time you talk about Morris, you talk about negative. I remember it was one point, like, I never disowned my block, but I just never could tell people where I was from because they didn't like my block.
Right.
You know, so now that we're in a position of winning, and I done help people in so many neighborhoods, you know, like, we ain't gonna never get love. Nobody like Morris Ave. You know what I'm saying? We by the hospital. But we know who we are, and we grind a different way. Like, just hearing them back home, like, yo, bro, I'm proud of you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope because it keep me pushing because they're not hating on what I'm doing. They're not competing on what I'm doing. They respect it because they kind of thought like this shit wasn't gonna work when I started doing it. But like, not on some, it ain't gonna work because I wasn't good. It wasn't gonna work because of me, because I was gonna fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? But and when I was gonna quit, you know, they the ones calling me like, yo, bro, a couple of my people's like, yo, bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. What you gonna do? Come back to the streets? You bugging. Stay in that, keep doing that, keep going. So it's like, you know, I got friends like that, and I want the kids to understand that, you know, like, just be who you are, bro. It's all right to be you, bro. Because at the end of the day, we all gonna meet up again.
No,
You know
I'm not
saying?
gonna lie. Like, I feel the same way about my block too. You know where I'm from, Beekman
Yeah, I know where
Ave.
you're from.
Like,
Yeah.
I come from a neighborhood that has a 4% college graduation rate. I'm fortunate that I was one of the few to get their college degree, because, you know, the people on my block, the way I see them is the way I see it, Ike, is like they were born there, they raised their kids there, and they're gonna die there.
Right.
I don't want that, you know, for
Nope.
me and my family. Like, I got a little brother that's 14, Kenneth, you know. He's on
Yeah.
honor roll at Hayes, you know. I want him, just like I want, you know, a better future for me, I want a better future for him. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So hopefully one day, you know, he'll get his college degree. My mom will be able to say that she has two sons, you know, that have college degrees. And it's like, with him being in Hayes, I wanted him to be able to give back to the next young kid that makes it out of that school. Just like
Right.
I would love to give back to the next kid out of Eagle. You know what I'm saying?
I want to. I actually want to put something together with a couple of alumni where we all sit down, we talk off of this, and we would do something to just give back to those kids, like however we could. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we all figure that out, because what you're saying is, like, it took me for me to find myself again to get back to this. Because I always the person who cared about people, but I was always the person that was around people that went harder to go get it. But I didn't have the most talent. Everybody else had the most talent. I had the most passion, the most, I'm gonna get up and go get it. Nobody had that. Like, you know, my dudes could get up and just throw an outfit on and the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, bro, you could be this, you could be that. They're like, nah, bro, you bugging. You know, my people could just come outside and just talk to people and everybody rock with them, but they just was so lazy and lack confidence. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I thought all my friends was the best, toughest, smartest, everything. You know what I'm saying? And I think that about everybody I meet, because I think I'm the best. So it's like, for us to have that energy, we got to start installing that shit back to the youth.
Yeah, man. Just like, you know, Book did for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, facts.
And honestly, I'm glad that he's back in New York with us, for the simple fact that we all know about the situation that happened with him. But to me, I feel like that was a blessing in disguise. Yes, you know what I'm saying? He feels like, you know, he didn't expect to be back in New York. But honestly, I feel like this is where he's needed with these kids. The kids need him more, because, you know, college. I was a manager at a Division I school for 3 years. I know how many restrictions these coaches go through, because I saw it firsthand. It's like, you know, you can't. There's a lot of things that you can't do. Like, let's say if a kid is hungry, you know what I'm saying? The coaches, they can't themselves, if it's not from the stipend that these players get, they can't give them no money. Even if they lose their wallet, they can't give them anything. They can't, even if a kid is freezing, has no clothes, he can't give them no clothes. You know what I'm saying? So much stuff that they, you know, that they could do.
You can't be who you want to be for a check.
Exactly.
That's basically what college. That's why someone asked me, would I be a college? I said I'd never be one of those. And that's before book jam situation, because I told him that I never want to be one of those, because that's not helping kids. That's helping a program.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
School.
So exactly. That's not going to give a fuck about me. And, you know, I'm not the complexion with the connection. So what's the chances? You know, so I had to be real, and I know who I am. So I stay in my lane. That's one thing about me, bro. Like, if it, as much as you might think I fit for that, like when people be telling me do podcasts, that's not me. Because the day that it go wrong, it's over for the podcast forever. And then everybody changed their perception of what they originally had when they wanted me to have the podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, I'm good. I stay in my lane. I find my man do the podcast. I put my name on it and we lit. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, this is one of my favorite segments before I lead up to the last question. If you could go back to 2008, what would you tell young Ike at 17 years old as he's, you know, navigating through life, trying to find direction, in and out of basketball, an academic scholar trying to get through high school?
Stop blaming people for what you're doing wrong to yourself. That's all. You know what I mean? Like like we always embrace our action when we getting praised for it, but we not embracing our action when it didn't work. But what made me everything I am today was failure. So I had to fail to become successful. You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't in denial about failure before, I probably wouldn't have to take this route. Not that I regret anything, but just to answer your question, that's what I'll tell myself. Stop playing victim. Stop playing victim to a case that I'm a prospect in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it.
Indeed. Final question. What's next in the future for Ike, Gary, and Vsonary?
Oh man, Vsonary about to take over the world, man. Like I can say that humbly. You know what I mean? And I think we're gonna take over the world is because it's like we like a Bible. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm the leader. And all we doing is just like sharing information the way we know. You know what I'm saying? Like every day throughout the quarantine, we put a new kid in school, in college, whether it was academics, sports, whatever it was. You know what I mean? We got a couple kids graduating college this year. Like that's what it is. Then we got adults who just bought their first crib. Like Ryan Queen just got his crib down south here, homeowner. You know, Zeke doing business. You know, I want to put their business, but I'm just so proud of my friends and the people around me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot. You know, we're trying to be very innovative. You know, we're trying to create things that can help people, you know, forever. Not just us, but everyone, you know. So that's what Vsonary is. You might see one of us run for president too. I actually got one of my guys, my man Jack, he running for mayor in Philly in 4 years.
All right, good. Shout out to Jack.
Yeah, facts.
Thanks for coming on to share your testimony, and I wish you and Vsonary nothing but the best moving forward.
I appreciate you, Dave, and I'm proud of you, and I want you to keep going and keep doing what you got to do, not only for you and your family, but like even as an Eagle alum, you know, you make us look good, bro. Like what you're doing is dope, and I want people to understand, like we seen this in you a long time ago when we was 15, 16 years old. So like, I want you to take this shit to a whole nother level of arrogance because this is who you are, Dave. Don't like you the best at what you do. Yo, dog, you travel, you do like if I could help you, I would. I swear. Because what you do, you so passionate, you serious about you. Like you done been on buses, you done been. I know it's supposed to be my closeout. My closeout is
Nah, that's
actually
cool.
giving you your flowers.
Don't worry about it,
flowers.
man.
I don't like flowers because I'm allergic. You know, I got sinus infections and shit. So I'm like
Nah,
sneezing.
bro, it's
You might
cool.
think I'm rude. Nah, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm proud of you though.
Nah,
You know,
I
as one
appreciate that,
eagle
man.
to another is definitely dope. You know what I'm saying? And this is something. And you know I love ball, and you love ball, you love sports, bro. Like you might be the next Tom K or better. You the first DC. You the first Dave Cordova. You know what I mean? So take it to the next level. And, you know, whatever Vsonary could do to help you genuinely, you know, we will help you. You know, it don't even have to involve Ike. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you need from us, we involve.
But well,
God
everybody.
Bless you,
Well, everybody, this is episode 117 of Hoops Talk with Dave's Joint. Shout outs to my man Ike Gary for
I gotta get upstairs.
Shout outs to Ike Gary for, you know, sharing his testimony and all that. For those of you from Morris Ave, Harlem, Bronx, Eagle Academy, Dowling, New York City, and everywhere in between, go check out this episode on YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. Stay safe, stay blessed. Peace.
I appreciate you, Dave.
Indeed.
All right.